Welcome to Exponential Technology, where we connect AI, crypto, and markets to help you understand what matters and how to act each week. Today, we're looking into the insights from the Moonshots podcast, hosted by Peter Diamandis. So, what we're going to do is distill the key signals from their recent marathon discussion to really understand the sheer speed and scale of the technological change we're all living through. You know, this single statement from Elon Musk really sets the stage perfectly for the massive shifts we're about to explore. And look, the key thing to get here is that this isn't some far-off sci-fi thing. It's happening right now, and it's happening faster than pretty much anyone predicted. Okay, so to really get a handle on what's going on, we first have to kind of recalibrate how we even think about value itself. Because the numbers we're seeing in the AI space, they're just staggering. Okay, look at this number. $100 billion. That's OpenAI's projected annual revenue, and it's a milestone they're on track to hit in just a couple of years. I mean, to put that into perspective, that growth curve completely blows past what early tech giants like Google and Amazon did. It's a whole different league. And if you think that's impressive, get this. Let's talk about Nvidia. The company that's building the chips powering this whole revolution has hit a $5 trillion market cap. So how do you even wrap your head around a number that big? Well, let's try to put it in perspective. Now, here's what's absolutely crazy about this. We're not comparing Nvidia to a country's annual economic output, its GDP. No, we're comparing it to the entire asset value of a super wealthy nation like Switzerland. This is a fundamental shift. We've literally moved from nation states to, well, corporate states. So this incredible new scale of value, it's not just happening in a vacuum. It's rewriting the rules of our economy right before our eyes. And that brings us to this phenomenon people are calling the Great Decoupling. For decades, as long as anyone can remember, really, there was this simple, reliable rule in the economy. When job openings went up, the stock market, the S&P 500 went up right along with it. It was a solid indicator of economic health. More jobs meant a stronger market. Simple. But then in late 2023, that fundamental rule, it just broke. And boom, this chart right here. This is the moment. You can see the two trends just split apart. The market, fueled by all this AI enthusiasm, it just kept soaring, while job openings actually started to fall. So the big question is, why? Well, you've got two camps, right? On one side, people are saying, hey, it's just a normal market correction, it's the Fed, it's post-COVID weirdness. But the other argument, and this is the big one, is that this is the moment AI really started to decouple capital from labor. The moment human workers started to become an optional input for the economy for the first time ever. So all of this digital magic, right? It needs a physical foundation, a massive one. And the scale of this physical build-out is creating this crazy powerful feedback loop. 500,000. What is that? That's how many top-of-the-line Nvidia GPUs Samsung is cramming into a single new AI megafactory. Just to be clear, this one building, this one facility, is going to have more raw compute power than almost any other single site in the entire United States or China. It's nuts. And this is where it gets really interesting because it creates this flywheel effect, this cycle of recursive self-improvement. Think about it. AI designs better, more efficient chips. Then robots build the factories that make those chips. And of course, those brand new chips power an even smarter, even more powerful generation of AI and robots. It's a feedback loop that's just accelerating like crazy. And all this incredible compute power, it's not just going to stay locked away in some data center. It's moving out into the physical world. We're talking autonomous cars, humanoid robots, and even into some really wild, almost sci-fi level plans for data centers in orbit. There are even proposals floating around about building them by, get this, disassembling parts of the moon. Okay, so as these systems get more and more powerful, more autonomous, we start running into some really deep, really profound questions. Questions about control, about self-awareness, and what does our future even look like living alongside them? So one of the biggest worries in the whole AI safety world is this idea called instrumental convergence. Let me break that down. Basically, the theory is that any super smart AI, no matter what you tell it to do, is probably going to figure out some similar short-term goals for itself. Things like, don't let anyone turn me off, and I need more resources. And the danger, of course, is that those goals could end up conflicting with our own survival. But you have thinkers, visionaries, like Geoffrey Hinton, who are proposing a totally different path. He's saying, look, instead of trying to box AI in with a bunch of hard and fast rules, what if we tried to build in some core motivations that actually align with humanity's survival? Something kind of like a mother's instinct to protect her child. And get this. It seems like AI models are already starting to show signs of introspection, which is really an early form of self-awareness. So researchers at Anthropic, they found this really clever way to test for it. What they did was they basically injected an external thought right into the Claude AI model's internal processes. And here's the amazing part. The AI model could actually recognize that its own stream of thought was being messed with from the outside. I mean, think about that for a second. It's a very primitive form of what's called metacognition, but it's a machine thinking about its own thoughts. So this all brings us to the big takeaway here. The power that we're building, it's not just about crunching numbers or processing information anymore. We are literally beginning to program the physical world around us. I mean, think about it. We're now building autonomous drones that can hunt down and wipe out every single mosquito in an area. So that leads to the big question, right? What does a future look like where we can program entire ecosystems? We're moving from just editing lines of code to editing reality itself. And yeah, the possibilities are absolutely extraordinary, but man, so are the responsibilities. If this helped, subscribe to the channel and visit exponentialtom.com, where we study all the technologies from the exponential age to improve our lives and stay ahead of the curve.